yes, this is the beginning, and you need to keep working with what that energy of the beginning is.
How about we do one more? We're going a
Sure.
little bit over time, but not badly. I'd like to
Not
do
really.
one
No,
more. No,
not
not
really.
badly at all. We have more to the program, but I am sure we're going to have time for everything. I am so
Are you pulling
convinced.
another card for that
No, I'm
question?
just
Okay.
mixing them up a little bit,
Okay,
but I'll
let me
get
do that
another
then.
question. Let's do one more question today. Oh no. Oh no. Should I go with it? It's a little early, but maybe we should just see what we get. It's a little controversial topic here,
Well,
folks.
if nothing else, then you can say they said it first. Who will be the next president? See if the card's characteristics identify a particular candidate. So what that means is that we are going to use our intuition and our knowledge of what these cards are, what these characteristics pertain to. You know, there are elemental associations, there are numerical associations, there are various associations that we are going to see if that gives us a feel for who the next president elected will be. And remember, we're about 18 months out or so from that. So we are doing really focused predictive reading here. Oh my goodness. We don't even know which of the two candidates are actually in place. So this may be a question we'll come back to at some
We
point.
will probably absolutely come back to this.
And you know what? I think it would be
because the Democrats still have something
They
like
don't-
9 people.
right. They don't have
Yeah.
a nominee yet. So
No.
so it's really going
Let's
to be.
just see preliminarily what
I
the
think-
field looks like.
I think
Feeling looks like.
we should each pull a card and give it. We can comment on each other's, but I think we should each pull our own card and decide if we own that or if we're just going to comment on it.
All right, I'll do that.
So I'm going to go first.
Go ahead.
Oh, this is really happy news because I have picked a female character, and I would like to think that maybe we will get our next female president. That would be a wonderful thing to happen,
What have
provided,
you
of
pulled?
course, it's the Queen of Pentacles.
Oh, the Queen of Pentacles.
The Queen of Pentacles. Now, if I was going strictly with the idea that this indicated it was a woman, who do I think this would mean? Well, I don't actually know all of the candidates thoroughly enough to really decide, but off of the top of it, something tells me that this card makes me feel that maybe this is a person like Elizabeth Warren, mostly because she's got her feet firmly on the ground, and yet she's a very creative and a very masterful personality as I see her so far. So that's what I'm going to say I see there, is that this card to me could be a good indicator that it's Elizabeth Warren.
The only reason why I say awesome to that is because Elizabeth Warren, you know, didn't she have in Congress, didn't she have a lot to do with finance and commerce department and
Consumer
consumer
accountabilities
concerns?
and right.
So the Pentacles is a perfect.
Does rather speak to that, which I think I was picking up too.
Yes. Now, if you went with more physical attributes, would that still hold true, or would
No,
there
it
be
wouldn't
another
necessarily.
candidate in mind for you?
It might be somebody who's amongst the more darker haired candidates. We said before, we spent some time saying that we don't always work with those old
Right.
traditional meanings that a particular suit means a different kind of hair coloring or complexion. But now we are, just for the sake of this, and so if we were using that as our criteria, we could say that this could be one of the darker haired candidates. That could be Tulsi, maybe.
Or Kamala.
And she seems to be, or Kamala. Tulsi in particular seems to strike me as maybe a more grounded individual, and that's the sense of what I get from Pentacles. I'm not sure that I feel that exactly about Kamala. Kamala would probably be maybe that in physicality, but not necessarily that in temperament. I might see her as more of a sword, a Queen of Swords, more of a judge kind of person. She was a prosecutor. But I don't want to digress from this card, so I'm thinking that it could be Elizabeth Warren, maybe it could be Tulsi.
So you want me to pull a card now?
Yes, I do.
Well, let's just muddle the issue further. And it's interesting you also got a court card. You can also get impressions from the other cards in
Sure.
the deck. It doesn't have to be a court card. But it might be interesting to pull, when we do a question like this in the future, pull out the court cards and just use them. Could be interesting. I'm going to take this one. Well, this is so awesome as well because I do believe it points to another female. It's the High Priestess card upright.
Tell.
So I really do hope it's true as well. It's time. It's time for a woman. That's as political as I'm going to get here. But the High Priestess shows somebody with a lot of inner wisdom and knowledge and coming from deep within. It's ironic. In a way, it could be the dark horse of the bunch, Marianne
And
Williamson. But
You rock, girl.
I am not going to go out on a limb and say that at this point. I think if I had to pick somebody who that could be, I would tend to think that it's Tulsi Gabbard. I get the feeling that she operates more on an intuitive, emotional kind of level than maybe some of the other female candidates do, and that's just my impression.
Well, and I would go just with the idea of wisdom and or secret wisdom and know that because of the role she's played in the military and some of her involvement with military concerns and leadership concerns, that maybe she just has that sense of knowledge that she understands some of the unspoken sides of those kind of issues. I don't know that I would say Klobuchar in that respect, for example, but that could also indicate that I just don't know enough about all of the other female candidates or all the other candidates in general.
But Marianne Williamson, of course, dealing with mysticism and spirituality, you can see a lot of her in this card as well. And even though she's obviously not, what they would consider a serious candidate, she has certainly brought to light a number of things, that has made people think a lot. She actually, after her second debate performance, was one of the most searched for candidates in Google, I believe, after that. So, it's interesting what we've got here, but I do think it is indicating at this point in time that, feminine energy is prominent. So that's not to say it can't be a man, but it might be somebody with a lot more sensitive